live from the most New York City in the world. It's Wearable Electronics with your host, Becky Stern.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Wearables live broadcast. With me today is co-host Mr. Colin Cunningham.
It's true.
How you doing, Colin?
Oh, I'm good. I didn't know you were going to ask that question.
It is a hot and humid day here on September 9th in New York, Tronic City. Today we're going to talk about wearable electronics as usual. Colin, what's on today's show?
Lots of stuff. Want to hear about it?
Yes, please.
Well, we'll be visiting Wearable Wednesday because it is.
It is a Wearable Wednesday.
Makes a lot of sense.
We'll be talking about NeoPixels on the runway at the Zach Posen show.
Classy. Also, we'll be talking about a component of this week.
What is that component, you might ask? Well, just stay tuned to find out.
Gonna have to find out later. Oh, if I brought it later.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And also, I asked the question, Becky, what are you wearing?
In this edition of What Are You Wearing, I will give you a brief review of this Bluetooth motorcycle headset.
Cool.
Cool.
And also, two of my favorite letters, Q and A.
What about the ampersand? That's one of my favorite characters. Anyway, if you have wearable...
It's not a letter.
Well, I know it's not a letter. If you have wearables questions, you can ask them now in the live chat, and I'll save them for a future episode, or on any of our YouTube videos, on Google+, Twitter, the Adafruit blog, and I will gather them up and answer them on a future show and make you eligible to win the show's giveaway. Today's prize is a copy of Getting Started with Adafruit Flora by me and Tyler Cooper.
There's a lot of places to source questions. You're like the wearable.
I know, I scan them. Yeah, I scan.
Teeth.
Yes.
Not really. That's a little random. And
Plankton.
Yes, plankton is the question. That was what I was thinking. Thanks for validating. And if you'd like to validate your own
your shopping cart.
Want of discount codes, you can use the code JUREST in code for 10% off everything in the Adafruit store, excluding gift certificates and software. Not gift certs, because that makes me think of mints. And that's not
no trademark infringement. No, that's just a certificate. That's just a short for certificate. All atoms in the shop.
I haven't
10%
had them in a long
off.
time. They're actually kind of good.
I haven't seen them around anyway.
Velements, those are better. Onto the showing of shows.
Jumping right in.
I am. I'm not. Did you have something else to say? Because I'm going wearable.
Did you have something else to do today? We got to do the
No, we're
show.
doing this.
Yeah.
It's happening right now.
Okay, we'll start off with some customer projects. First, this is an Instructable for a Flora NeoPixel wristband written on Instructables in Spanish. So if you...
I thought that was Gordon Freeman at first. It's not.
We all did. He doesn't
have glasses, right? Sorry.
So if you, there's a little bit of a translated bit in the blog post bit. If you would like to, if you have a Spanish-speaking friend, or you would just like to challenge your technical Spanish, I know I enjoyed reading his Instructable because my Spanish is un poquito.
Mine could use a little.
Yeah, a little bit of work on it.
Spanish word for sharpening.
Yeah, exactly. Mine is a little bit Spanish word for rusty. Yeah, it's cool. It's a nice little tutorial about a Flora wristband.
Nice.
On Instructables. By the way, all of these posts are from the blog. I don't think I mentioned this. Every Wednesday on the blog is Wearable Wednesday, and we post up Jess posts, Leslie posts, everybody posts cool wearables projects from customers, fashion-related things, all kinds of your wearable electronics.
A few selections.
The theme of the blog, if it wasn't clear already, is wearables on Wednesdays.
Right. I didn't let you explain. I just marched right in.
That's fine. The next one isn't quite a customer project, but rather an employee project.
I know that guy.
I know that guy too. That's Dean from the dev team. He writes code that you use on the site, like fixes stuff and like WordPress.
You know, I ran into him on the subway, and this might have been him performing on Friday night.
Yeah.
He might have been on his way. He wasn't wearing any LEDs at the time.
Oh, he wasn't? Okay, well, he's obviously wearing some NeoPixel strips, and then I'm wondering if he's got like a microphone, and that's like the Amplify code. That's what it looks like to me.
That would make sense.
Yeah, right? Anyway, looking good, Dean.
Right.
Dean also, I coded the, he's been working on the keg bot, so if you like it when our beer keg tweets that we just drank some beer.
You have him to thank.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect him. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I had no idea either. Look at that like cool edge-lit, like cigar box looking guitar thing going on there. Very space age. Nice work, Dean.
I'll be asking him about this later.
I know, right? Okay, this is from a customer named Brian wrote in with his matching Mickey and Minnie Mouse ears that he went to Disney World with his girlfriend last weekend with these glowing NeoPixel Mickey and Minnie Mouse ears, and he shows you how to build them. Really cool, nice, very festive. I mean, like for the what's it called, the parade they have, the electric light parade or whatever.
And it's just perfect. Hey, if you get lost from mom and dad, you know.
Ah, there's my kid.
You won't be looking at
until all the kids have them.
mouse
It looks
ears.
like the pixels like both shine out and in. Like there's two strips, so you get some diffusion in the middle, and that's really interesting
It's
looking.
important to project, get some ground effects going.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing. This is a NinjaFlex 3D printing file from Thingiverse user Arizona Clark. It's kind of like it's a holder for a 5mm LED. And
I thought it was like a servo.
It looks like a servo wheel, right? It's made out of NinjaFlex, so it's not going to be it's a little floppy servo wheel.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And it holds the 5mm. Like we have this problem where when you sew the 5mm LED onto the fabric, where like as soon as you bump into something, it like folds over on itself, and it bends the leads, and then you bend it back, and then it stresses the leads, which are solid core wire, and then it breaks, right? And then you also don't have they don't stand up very sturdily on their own. So this allows you to kind of like give it a little bit of cushion there, a little reinforcement. You can sew that down. In the text for this file, it says like this is not for conductive thread, and like sure you would sew the thing down to your fabric with regular thread, but like I don't see why you can't then twirl the leads and sew them with conductive thread like you would.
Perhaps just an overemphasized clarification that there's
right. This
in the material
right, and this isn't enabling the circuit more easily. It's just giving you some sturdy, and like I think these look cool too. So you print them in like black NinjaFlex, and you got weird like cool,
be nice and subtle.
Yeah, like blue LEDs or something. I don't know. Anyway, cool 3D printing file. I love to see sewable 3D printed files. That's just.
I like to see nice and useful 3D printable objects, little repetitiously useful.
So you can print those out.
I'm moving on.
Good. Yeah, we need to hustle.
What is this
The big
agenda?
This is the agenda for the Wear It Berlin Festival. Leslie went to this festival last year, so you can look at her coverage on the blog. She met a lot of cool people there making a lot of really interesting wearable electronics, both like for costuming and performance, and also like health tech and all kinds of stuff. So that festival is happening again in Berlin on the 24th, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, so it's in like 2 weeks. So if you're in the area, in Germany or nearby, you should go. There's some workshops. There's going to be lots of really interesting people speaking. I think Moritz Waldemar is going to be there. Check it out, and you can learn more about it on the blog post that Leslie posted up about it. It's such a her blog post about how she went last year and how she's missing it this year, and made me miss the event, and I've never even been to it. So
Still a chance?
still a chance to go. No, I gotta go to Maker Faire that weekend. I have to speak at Maker Faire. Speaking of which, I don't have a slide for it because it'll
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah,
I'm going
it'll be
there
in
too.
next week's show. But
I'm
I'm
going with you.
Yeah, Colin's coming with me in our zip car.
Right.
So there's no slide, but that's okay. I'm speaking at Maker Faire on Saturday the 26th at the DIY stage. It's like the authors, whatever, as a book author, and my talk is about the book, Getting Started with Adafruit Flora, and I'm going to bring some of the projects from the book and then some other more recent Adafruit wearables. We'll talk.
Have a laugh.
Yeah, come by if you want to get a book signed or say hi, take a picture.
Give a knowing glance.
Yeah, I like those. I like knowing glances are good too. Yeah, that's just as good, by the way. I don't know. No, I like meeting you guys. Anyway, Colin will be there with me. Noe and Pedro are coming up from Florida, so like say hi to those guys. They'll be
big to do.
Yeah, Tony DeCola is going to be there.
Never see these person and people.
I don't think I've ever met Tony DeCola in person.
I don't think
Have you met Tony DeCola in person?
Is he
I don't
real?
think so. He's real. No, he's definitely real. Anyway, Maker Faire's happening. I'm speaking. Colin will be there. Noe and Pedro will be there. Next week's show, we'll have a slide about it.
Right.
Speaking of slides that I remembered to put in the show, we have a daily tips newsletter about wearables, and
It's true.
Phil made a kind of big deal about this, like sort of competition between like getting subscribers for the Maker business.
2,600 is a
We're
word,
trying to
like
race
number.
to 2,600 subscribers, and so if you guys could do me a solid and subscribe to the Wearables newsletter on adafruitdaily.com.
The no prize is going to be in your favor.
Well, you'll get the prize will be my gratitude and a daily wearables tip in your inbox. It's just a photo
What do you
and
win is what I'm thinking. You yourself, what are we working for here? Just that wearables
I know,
awesome
right?
and
I know.
newslettery.
Do I get a trophy? Yeah, no, the newsletter is awesome and has
Sorry.
a wide reach. Anyway,
I'm deflating.
I know. The Adafruit Daily News, we're going to roll out more newsletters later, like an electronics tip one and a 3D printing one. For now, it's just wearables. Every single weekday, you'll get a tip in your inbox. It's a completely separate domain from adafruit.com, so it's your email address is not shared with your customer account, so there's no, and we promise we won't spam you or sell your email address to anybody. It's just for this wearables tip. It's like a sentence about, using clear nail polish to seal your knot in a photo. It's really simple, to the point, and super fun. So you should maybe subscribe if you're into that kind of thing.
It's something to do, maybe.
The subject lines, Kelly in Community Support and Publishing helped write a bunch of the headlines, and they're really funny.
It's fun. I enjoy these a lot because there's a lot of stuff because of internet churn. You're just like, what's a new thing? What's a new thing? What's a new thing?
Right.
And I know this actually is new content, good tips you give in there. But I like when sometimes it goes, and also remember this video? It had that.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't really remember this one. And I actually like that.
It's a nice little
Kind of
mix of new info and hey, do you remember? And because when we write projects, a project will have a lot of tips in it, but if you're looking to do a project that technique would be useful for, you're not going to think to look in that tutorial necessarily unless you're just reading it already. So that's why this tips newsletter is good, because it kind of extracts the useful information that you might not be not be.
Could be a little creatively jarring too, like oblique strategies. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Oblique Strategies. Okay. Sign up for the Wearables newsletter. Oblique, that's my new band name, Colin.
Right. It is?
Oblique Strategies.
Eno wasn't in that band.
You're the bassist. Did you?
Cool.
You don't remember our rehearsal last week?
I didn't know. I played this in my pants. Doesn't matter. What are we looking at here?
In major wearables news this week, Zach Posen and the Google Made with Code folks have teamed up, and Maddie Maxey, who's pictured here on the left, designed this LED integration into this Zach Posen dress, and then using the Made with Code site, girls from around the world were able to create and upload LED animations to the dress. So on Tuesday, we all went to, me and Phil and Lamora and Jess, went to the Zach Posen show, and we watched the beautiful Zach Posen show, which finished with the finale was this beautiful LED animated dress using Adafruit NeoPixels, 201 of them, and it's so cool. And I took a little video.
You did. Would you say that Zach Posen is Posen? You want to play the video?
Oh, he's posing like he's standing there?
Play the video.
Yes.
Play the video.
Yes, he's posing. There.
The
Yeah, play the video.
Oh, hello. I'm on my way to the Zach Posen show, where we're going to see some LED dress designed by Maddie Maxey and programmed by teenage girls from the Made with Code site. Super excited.
Well, thank you very much for coming today and enjoying the show. Thank you, Coco. I also wanted to invite Maddie, who worked on the technology for the dress and was instrumental in this project. I'm all about promoting technology for women and finding things. Thank you.
mesh is genius, right? To shine the LEDs through. Jess and I are at the Zach Posen fashion show, and we met. What's your name?
Jeff.
Nice to meet you. We worked on the dress.
Yes,
Super
I did.
cool. How many LEDs are there?
There's like 201, I suppose.
Nice. It's
Hi,
nice to
guys.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool.
Very
That was
cool.
so much fun. It was really, really nice event to be at. Here's Lemore and Coco with the dress on. Very fancy.
They look like they're having a really good time.
Yeah, everybody was having a really good time. Maddie, the designer of the technology inside the dress, she said we're friendly. She said she'll do an interview on the website.
Cool.
So look forward to that sometime soon. Don't know when.
All right. I'll be patient.
But that was really fun. I don't know, it was really fun. And that's why, so Google's Made with Code, their hashtag for this event was dressed in code. That's why, or their hashtag for this initiative. And so that's why the discount code today is dressed in code. So if you want to...
That makes total sense.
Yes, if you look at this hashtag on Twitter, you'll see lots more pictures from the event. We also have a couple blog posts on the blog about the event, but lots of cool pictures and videos going on in social media with hashtag dressed in code, which is also our 10% discount code today. So you can get 10% off your
I will not forget it.
whole order, except for software and gift certificates.
Many days I feel I am dressed in code.
Yeah, same.
A code no one can decipher but me.
Oh, Colin.
Component of the week. This week's component of the week.
Can you guess? What is it, Colin? Do you know what this is?
I'm sensing. Sotap is a word that just came to mind.
That's it.
That's an Egyptian pharaoh.
No, this is the Sotap. This is
Sotap.
the Flora
He ruled
sewable.
after Motek. Anyway, sorry, I get visions sometimes.
After Wriggle. This would be the Flora sewable JST wiring adapter, and it is a very simple component. It's just a board with sew pads and a connector, and then a wire with a compatible connector. Here's what it looks like on the back and how big it is compared to a US quarter. Very
Right,
small.
not included.
Very simple, not included. Very simple component.
Not a perfect circle, mind you. It's tapered to allow for JST.
Yeah, to have a flush, to be
Connection.
flush with it.
I know,
And
pointing it out.
to further explain is this week's Wearables video.
Nice segue.
Thanks.
Hey everybody, this is the new Flora sewable JST wiring adapter. It's great for connecting sewable components like these individual NeoPixels with wired components like this NeoPixel ring. It's easy to use and stitches right into your circuit just like another pixel with data, power, and ground connections. Don't miss our guide on sewing the perfect pixel circuit or this video about all the different types of NeoPixels. The Sotap comes with a 3-pin JST wire that plugs right in. This is convenient for testing different components or creating a modular design that comes apart easily for reuse. It would have been ideal when we made the Cortana costume with sewable pixels and a NeoPixel ring, where instead I had to sew directly to the stranded wire. You can pick up this latest addition to our sewable electronics line in the Adafruit shop and let us know what you're building in the comments. And we'd love to see your projects on our weekly show and tell hangout on Google+, and don't forget to subscribe for more wearable electronics here at Adafruit.
Okay, so that's the Sotap. Past Becky told you all about it.
Thank you, past Becky. Present Becky?
You're
Is there
welcome.
anything else you would like to mention?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a really simple component.
It's simple, but it is very useful.
Yeah, sure.
There's less, kludging.
Right, and you really
Kludging?
shouldn't
Kludging.
kludging.
I
Yeah,
never say
you
that
really
out loud.
shouldn't sew conductor thread around the pads on a NeoPixel ring, just because there are other components on the board that are really close to those holes, and so when it shifts, the thread can go over and short out to one of the capacitors or something and cause errors. So you really should be soldering some wires onto the NeoPixel ring and then connecting the wires up to your circuit. And it's fine to sew to the stranded wire. You just strip an end of it and then twirl it around and then sew it. But if you want to have a modular design, or you want to be able to take something apart to wash part of it, although the common misconception that you can't wash wearables is not true. Watch our video about it. But if you want a modular design so you can take your NeoPixel rings like out of your goggles and use them for something later, because you only have those 2 NeoPixel rings, then this is a good product for you. And you don't have to use it for sewing if you don't want. You can solder to those connections just as well. So say you had like a fridge door or like a garage door or something that needed to move out of the way, and then it became back in range and you can plug it in. Like that would be a way to have components fixed separately, and then when they become aligned, you can just plug it in. It's a very robust pluggy dealy. So
easy to disconnect.
Yeah, so check that out in the store if you want.
You can pick them up.
It's like $2 or something, but you can still get 10% off. You can buy a whole mess of them and get 10% off your whole order.
Then you can be dressed in SoTap.
Dressed in SoTap. No, the code today is dressed in code.
With a gold helmet. Egyptian pharaoh. I'm still sorry. Dressed in code.
Cool. All right.
I have a question for you.
Yeah?
What are you wearing?
Well, right now I'm wearing the wearable electronics I'm wearing right now is a wireless microphone. However, today's segment, what are you wearing?
That's my segue.
Yeah, it's a good segue.
Yeah.
Well, but I answered your question.
Yeah, you
right?
did. You're a good person. Thanks.
What I would like to talk about during today's What Are You Wearing segment is something I wore this weekend, which is the, can you click on it so I remember the model number?
I just did.
SMH10R Bluetooth headset and intercom for motorcycle helmet made by a company called Sena. I don't have any experience with any other motorcycle headset, so this is maybe just a mini review based on just my personal experience with this one, not having tested out a whole bunch of them.
Okay, this is fair.
Although I did watch like so many videos on Revzilla.com about the different wireless headsets.
Revzilla, this is a motorcycle.
It's a motorcycle like product site. It's kind of like Adafruit for motorcycle things. I like they have a video for everything with like a friendly guy telling you about like what you want to buy based on what your priorities are.
Right. So this enables you to speak to another person in a helmet, speak on a phone.
Correct. All of those things. It allows you to listen to your GPS navigation, listen to your music, talk to your passenger, but also it has 2 wireless radios in it. So the first one is the Bluetooth radio that connects to your phone, and then the other radio is a little bit longer range, and that's the intercom, and so you can communicate between headsets to another rider. So if you are riding motorcycles with a friend on a different motorcycle, I don't remember what the range is, but it's like reasonable that you would be on the road together and you could hear each other, but also for rider and passenger, it works just fine. And then what's cool about this one is that in addition to having like Bluetooth GPS audio, which is like regular, and the intercom, you can pipe the music and the GPS through to the other person. So you're both like listening to the same music, but then your microphone is off, so you can sing along to the music in your own helmet, and no one has to listen to you.
But you have such a lovely voice. Why would
Thanks.
you rob them?
Well, because the speakers are right here. Anyway, so let's go through some of the things about it. It was fun to install. I liked it because it was a little bit crafty. This is the like low-profile control unit that sits on the side.
Oh, I'm just getting curious and jumping ahead.
That's okay. And then there comes with these speakers, and those go inside the headset. There's usually cutouts for your ears, and so it goes in there. And then it has these like optional foam risers that you can use to make them like closer or further away from your ear.
How's the quality of the sound? Do you listen to music?
Just crappy, like not very good. But the thing is, it's not like cupped around your ear. It's not a pair of like headphones, and it's not an earbud that goes in. It's just like sitting there, like outside your ear. So like, how good can the bass really be? Anyway,
right. Well, the helmet doesn't close that.
It was easy to install. There was Velcro on the back of the speaker. Then the risers also have Velcro on them, so I didn't even have to like, aside from the components on the outside of the helmet, I didn't have to permanently stick anything inside, which makes it easy to remove if I need to clean it or replace a component or something. Anyway, the wiring was fun. It all like routes around. I think that's the next picture. This is the battery on the back. Okay. Some of the older versions of this one and my motorcycle Pilots headset was an older one of these where like the control unit driver yeah, there you go. The control unit pops out and has the battery in it, so that kind of is convenient because if you can leave your helmet with the bike, take the unit in and charge it, and then take it back out and clip it back on. This one you have to take the whole helmet. Right. Yeah, but that's the price you pay for the low profile. Anyway, so the battery's on the back here, and then all the wires route through, and you can see this is like the front of the face shield. The mic, the mic is there. I mounted it slightly off center, so I'm not like breathing into it constantly, but the mic's right there. all of the cables and connections are kind of like tucked in behind this cheek pad, which snaps down. So it all works really well. It was really easy to install and fun to use. I found it like, in addition to the tinny sound, I found it like it was like a little bit glitchy every once in a while. Like, just like you have a Bluetooth speaker at home, you know, that like it gets caught up in buffering and then it like plays the audio really fast to try to catch up or whatever. And then it has its own, it would make like random, and by the way, like I didn't read the whole manual, but it would make some like chime noise.
Start guide only,
a chime noise, like why was it making a chime noise? Like, was it a notification on my phone that it's trying to relay?
Lost connection.
Lost connection, yeah. But
Bluetooth's a little like that sometimes.
Right. The setup has voice instructions though, where you like hold down the buttons and you navigate through the menu, and it says, you know, like intercom pairing. But it was really fun to use, and it made it a lot more fun to ride the motorcycle, more social, listening to music. Like, we'd be like dancing at stoplights, and people like are looking at us like, "What are you guys doing?" Well, we're dancing to the music that we're listening to.
In our own combined room.
Anyway, so that's my brief review after only having used it once. We need to move on to questions.
I always wanted something like this for in between drivers, so you could just talk like walkie-talkie instantly to that guy over there. So I was gonna beat my horn, but I'll just tell you.
I'll explain to you, like,
because I'm not that angry. I just want to let you know.
That'd be pretty cool, right? Like a group chat for the traffic.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. That's what CB radios are like, though. Anyway,
it's true. Our code this week.
We don't sell this item, but if you'd like some Adafruit electronics, you can get 10% off if you like my review.
Code.
Just in code.
Dressed in code. Soon I'm gonna be dressed in questions, as if I put that hat on. But I won't put the hat on.
The questions are in here, and look, I'm dressed in question. Oh, I dropped one on the ground.
That was my quick.
It's okay. You start asking me a question while I pick them up.
All right, I'm gonna start asking you a question, but first I'd like to know, what do they win, Mr.?
Oh, they win a copy of this book that I co-wrote with Tyler Cooper, Getting Started with Adafruit Flora.
What a coincidence!
Thank you for asking.
You wrote it. Not a coincidence. All right, let's read a story question. It's new. These are new. They're called story questions. Daniel de la Huerta asks, "Hi. While it's awesome that I finally stumbled upon these tutorials and your company and a friendly host, smile, I have an ambitious idea to make for a fab Halloween costume and may need a lot of help since I'm a newbie. I'm trying to do basically this." Link to a YouTube video.
I know, I have a picture of that.
Something like starting at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Would you recommend single soluble LED or LED strip? I know coding may be needed. I will be willing to put the time in to maybe make something not so complicated but an acceptable look-alike. If it's a strip that you would recommend, which one would it be? Thanks in advance for your help. Best regards, from Mexico.
And also, would the Flora work with the NeoPixel strip?
And also, would the Flora work with the NeoPixel strip?
Okay, Daniel de la Huerta.
I smell an answer.
This is the video clip that he linked to. It's like a David Letterman segment where there's these guys dancing to Billie Jean with their LED strip costumes.
I did not see
Amazing
this before.
diffusion going on these LED strip costumes. My guess, Daniel, is that they're high density LED strip, something like a NeoPixel or a Dot Star LED strip.
They're not
high
EL
density.
wire.
No, they're not EL panel, and because they're. At first, I thought they were just reflective strips, and they were just doing clever lighting tricks. But like, no, they animate like separately from each other. Anyway.
Oh, I just got that it's supposed to be Michael Jackson's fedora.
Yeah, it's Michael Jackson's fedora. So I would say the Dot Star or the NeoPixel 144 strip, although those are kind of expensive, so maybe the 60 LED density strip would be good for you. And yes, the Flora works with the NeoPixel strip. So if you're looking to get started and you're a newbie, go to the Adafruit Learning System, read the NeoPixel Uber guide, read the Introducing Flora guide, look at some Flora tutorials that use LED strips, and go from there.
Okay.
Cool? All right.
Question number 2. Jean asks, "Dear Becky, should I use the Gemma or the Flora for a conductive fabric glove? Each glove uses 4 switches on back of hand to control digital guitar effects via iPhone app. Also, should I use the Adafruit to connect the 2 gloves to the digital guitar effect board or not? Best regard, Jean. P.S. Thank you all at Adafruit for introducing me to wearable electronics."
Could it be Jean? Jean? Like Jean Valjean?
It definitely could.
I don't know how to say your name, but
I've been wrong before.
Me too.
I hope I didn't say your name wrong.
Well, I would say Flora if you're talking about connecting as a keyboard or a wireless device to an iPhone. And for another reason also, because Gemma doesn't have enough digital inputs for your glove. and it doesn't have the communication ability for the Bluetooth and all that stuff. So Flora is your best bet for that. You can look at our MIDI drum glove tutorial. That one plugs into the...
Well, in the back of a hand
Yeah.
size. Yeah.
That one plugs into the computer and acts like a... would you use an HID keyboard or
For
MIDI? We had it sending
easy?
MIDI. Yeah, no, for the MIDI drum glove. We didn't use... It was just the Flora and the piezos, and then how was it? I don't even remember.
Oh,
I think it was doing the HID keyboard. Anyway, I wouldn't connect the gloves to one another. I would connect them each I would actually run a wire through your shoulder because it's like virtually free and simplifies a lot of things. But you potentially could have 2 Bluetooth devices connected to your phone.
You could. I'm still trying to remember what. Sorry.
I don't
the
remember
piezo
either,
glove
but I think it was the HID keyboard.
It's stuck in my head.
I know, me too.
You want to read another question?
Yeah, we're running. We gotta rush.
Okay,
We're running over time.
All right, sorry. Maureen asked, "Hi Becky, I'd like to make a capelet.
Capelet. It's like a cape but shorter.
I'd like to make a capelet, of course, capelets, that is covered in LEDs, which are programmed to change color when I tell them to. Ideally, I'd like them to change color with the seasons. Green during the holiday season, rainbow during summer, for example. Can you point me to a tutorial that could help get me started? Thanks, love your show."
Thanks, Maureen. Well, if you've never made anything like that before, certainly start small. I wouldn't do a capelet covered in LEDs for your first project.
Get the short win first, keep you going.
Yes, I call it an intermediary success, and I use it
That's a nice way to put it.
as a teaching tactic all the time. And like, so does Phil B. Have you seen like the Phil B, the Genesis Poi project? He's like, "Are you having trouble yet? Here's like a fun photo of the finished project to keep you motivated."
Yep.
So
That's how I work.
definitely start with something small and like play with the animations. And then as far as like constructing a thing that has lots of neopixels on it, if it's more than 20, I would go with silicone coated stranded wire instead of conductive
You'd be
thread.
much happier in the long run.
Correct, much happier. We have these mini neopixels that are great for soldering onto the back of. And the project you're looking at there is the EEG costume cap.
Right.
Or the brain cap, we call it. That has like 74 or 78 neopixels on it, and it has some animations. It has some Bluetooth stuff that you probably don't need to worry about yet if you're just getting started, but you can look at that for some like construction inspiration. But please start smaller than that before you make your capelet. And also
Right.
show me your capelet when it's ready.
Right. Get something lighten up.
Like the chameleon
wearable
scarf is a
first.
fun if you're talking about something that changes like with its environment, for instance, the chameleon scarf tutorial uses the Flora color sensor to match the color of like I think it's 8 or 12 neopixels to the color that it senses. So that's like that's just a reasonable number of neopixels. The code's pretty easy to understand, so you could change it so that like when it detects a blue post-it, it like flashes between blue and like the color opposite blue on the color wheel. And the brain cap animations go into that a
You
little
could
bit.
program it to clash.
Yeah. Why would you do that though? You could program it to have a
disruptive.
falling
That's the
leaf
way,
animation or a rainbow
Right, that'd be
animation
pleasant.
based on a temperature sensor. Anyway, I think the brain cap is a good place to start for looking at lots of neopixel animations.
This sounds like a smart move.
Sounds like we need a new question.
We got one from Mike. Jess, yay!
That's from last week. Yeah, Jess.
There was just
She'll be back again soon.
Nice sentiment. Question: could you do the capacitive cushion game controller with a Bluetooth connection instead of the USB one, or does the lack of ground through USB mean it won't work?
Excellent question, Mike.
Smart.
Flora, and this project, the plush game controller uses a Flora and software capacitive touch sensing library, and the onboard HID keyboard support to translate a touch of a conductive fabric pad to a keyboard input letter on the computer. Now, because the Flora doesn't have a dedicated cap touch chip on it, it's just using this software cap touch. It's
Right.
not as sensitive, and it needs an earth ground. So
It's a reference point. Yeah.
right, so it needs to be plugged into the computer. However, if you want to make a wireless version of this,
There is a way.
there is a way. It just uses 2 different components. So we have a standalone cap touch breakout that all it does is sense the cap touch very well and without need for an earth ground reference, and then like set a set of pins high or low based on whether the touch pins are being activated, and then you could use the
Nice and simple. Yeah.
and then you could use no programming required, and then you could use the Bluefruit Easy Key which is easy to configure for like when this pin goes high, send to the letter F or whatever.
It's pretty simple to connect these two modules together.
Correct, and then of course you have to add a battery. This project doesn't have a battery because it's plugged in over USB, which is one of the things I like the best about it. You can unplug it and just throw it on your couch. However, you want to make a Bluetooth one, you have a battery, a Bluefruit Easy Key, and one of our standalone Cap Touch boards, and you're good.
That's a nice way to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Block diagram finished. Mm-hmm. Other question.
Mm-hmm.
Seawells97 or Quells asks, "Hi Becky, could the Flora color changing umbrella project be modified using dot stars and updated code to make it become a POV display when twirled?" It's a pretty cool idea. Still love the show.
Thanks. Sure. And Phil B and I talked about this actually because Aaron St. Blaine wanted to make a POV. Pardon our palette moving. Wanted to make a POV parasol, and we took the Genesis Poi code, which is a single LED strip, dot star LED strip, going around and doing the persistence of vision. So that code is there for the dot stars. Then Phil B helped me translate that to a bike wheel, so more LEDs and just more LEDs basically. And but it's only one strip that goes around, and really to get like your whole wheel filled up with an animation like at a slow speed, you really need 3 strips, kind of like the triple spoke POV from back in the day, you know. And we didn't go so far as to break, like the code doesn't break apart the LED strips, doesn't have an option for more than one LED
So this
strip
is
right
definitely
now.
doable, it just hasn't been done.
It's definitely doable. We chose not to take it on for the bike project because the bike project bill of materials was so inexpensive with the one strip that I didn't feel like making it 3 times as expensive.
Keep it simple.
Anyway, yes, it's totally possible. If you bug Phil B in the forums about it, like a bunch of you do, like maybe he'll write that code. It's definitely doable. We just haven't done it yet.
Just harass one of our best coders to get it done.
No, I don't mean harass. I mean request it. Like,
Just kidding.
you know.
I'll write some code.
Well, because he asked me too, hey, do you want to do more than one LED strip? Because, like, if so, we can't get it done this week. Because, you know, it requires work to do.
I kind of wanted to do. I know that.
He wants to do it.
I could
He wants to do it.
more. Maybe if somebody wanted it.
Exactly. So sure, but the code isn't like plug and play right now yet. Thank you for your question.
Do you know what it is right now?
It's prize time.
Prize time.
Colin, will you pick a question out of the sticky burn hat?
My hand is deciding.
The randomest of random. The randomest.
Okay. The Fate of Sotap.
Sotap.
It's my mystery novel that I'm not working on right
It's
now.
your Egyptian pharaoh pseudonym.
It's pretty wild. I get in adventures. Daniel de Huerta.
Great.
De la Huerta.
Awesome. So, Daniel, this book, Getting Started with Adafruit Flora, will certainly help you with your LED strip, Michael Jackson-esque Halloween costume. So please email support@adafruit.com to claim your prize, and we'll ship this book out to you, and it should help you out. Awesome.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
Something to have on hand.
If you would like a chance to win, all you need to do is ask a wearable electronics question. You can ask now in the live chat. I promise I'll save them. I think I lost them last week, but I'll save them. A comment on any of our previous shows or YouTube videos, Google Plus events for the show, Twitter, the Adafruit blog, and I'll slurp your question. And the forums too. I pull questions from the forums too sometimes if they're short and I can answer them.
Right.
And then you'll be eligible to win another giveaway in the future. Thank you. If you did, you can win more than once if you want. Just keep asking questions.
It's pretty open.
Thanks for sticking with us. We ran over a little bit, as tends to happen with Chatty Cunningham over here.
That's what I do, folks. I give you more content because I know maybe.
Everyone wants it. Everyone's like, "Where's Kyle? Give me a video from Colin."
You're supposed to talk over me there.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
you did.
the Adafruit Daily newsletter for wearables and maker business. You can sign up at adafruitdaily.com. Stay tuned this evening for Show and Tell at 7:30, where you can show off your own wearable or your own regular any kind of electronics project on the Google Plus Hangout. You just need to RSVP on the Google Plus event page. If you're not already in the circle, you'll get added to the circle and invited every week. Whether or not you want to come, you can.
The circle.
The circle. And then after that is Ask an Engineer with Mr. and Mrs. Lady 8 at 8 p.m. Tomorrow is 3D Thursday, all day long on the blog, and Noe and Pedro have a 3D Thursday show that you can watch where you can learn CAD techniques, material exploration, see customer projects, listen to them answer questions. It's very much like this show, but about 3D printing.
Great brain dump. An excellent.
They're awesome.
Information trove.
And They debut a new project every week too. So thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's free and awesome and lets you know when we're like broadcasting live and have new videos out. You can adjust your email preferences so you don't get like spammed by YouTube about us or anything. It shows us your support. We count those numbers, so thanks.
It's true.
Yeah.
You could even like get awards from YouTube, make us look extra proud.
Where did my play button go? Where did my play button go? Did Phil take it?
He might have turned it into a belt buckle.
No, he was saying that he was gonna like hide it from me.
This is part of.
To
my
be honest,
book.
I forgot
This is
about
the
it until
mystery
just
of
now.
SoCap.
Where? Oh no, it's right there. I put it right there. It's right there. He said he was gonna like hide it and like surprise me with it in places, but he didn't yet. It's right over there.
Okay. Maybe I'll hide it for you.
No, leave it right there. It looks nice there. It's shiny with the window. Anyway,
Thank you for watching.
thanks for watching. We'll be back again next week with more wearable electronics.
I'm the chatty one. Jeez.
I know.
Take care.